Hey guys, I'm going to start this week's dinner menu. Or not dinner menu, the meals for the week. So right now I'm getting ready to make my dinner, which is a vegan dish, and I don't have this recipe up, so I thought I would share it with you guys. It is portobello pot pie. So we got to make the biscuits first. So in a small bowl, you want to add, let's see, 3/4 cup of milk. I am using the almond milk. And I'm going to add 1/4 cup of creamer. This is the one I have. If you don't have any creamer, you can just increase the milk to a cup. Yeah, a cup. Is that right? 1/4. There we go. One tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Now we're just going to whisk that together and pop it in the fridge until we're ready to add it to the rest of the ingredients. In a large bowl, you want 2 cups of flour. I'm sure you can use any kind of flour you want. I'm just using all-purpose. One tablespoon of baking powder. Ooh, I'm almost out. Let me see if I have enough here. Whoops. Ah, that's fine. Throw that in there. And you want 1 teaspoon. Hold on, guys. I'm throwing stuff around. One teaspoon of baking soda. One teaspoon of salt. And we're just going to whisk that all together. If I can find my whisk. Oh, here it is. And you're going to need a 1/2 cup of very cold butter. Or, you know, whatever you're using. I have the vegan butter stuff. You want it to be really cold. You can put it in the freezer for a couple of minutes. A 1/2 cup of very cold butter. I just cut it up into cubes. And I believe that is, let's see how many. Half a cup is 8 tablespoons. And you want to take your pastry blender, one of these doohickeys. If you don't have one of these, just use 2 knives. And just mix that all in. I'm going to keep doing this until it kind of looks like breadcrumbs. So this will take a little bit. Sometimes this is easier to do with your hands. I think so anyways. There's our flour mixture. We're going to take the milk, cream, and apple cider mixture and pour that in there. Mix it all up. This looks really wet, so I'm going to add a little bit of flour. There we go. That's good. Now on a floured surface, you just want to knead the dough for about 10 minutes. That's a long time, yeah? To be kneading dough. Well, I don't know. Knead it till it doesn't need to be kneaded no more. That's lovely, huh, guys? Oh, this is going to need more flour. This is really wet. I don't think it's supposed to be that wet. Thought maybe you guys would like these videos better if I did some stuff in them instead. Plus, I never showed you this recipe, so. All right, this is getting better. And we're just going to take some biscuit cutters and cut some biscuits. Just going to roll it out a little bit. Go. And then instead of making a single pot pie, I think I'm going to make, like instead of making a bunch of single ones, I think I'm just going to make one large one, like this size. So I'm going to take this and just cut myself a piece that size. And I preheated the oven to 450, and I have a cookie sheet over here with some parchment paper on it. I'm just going to put that right on there. And then I have some biscuit cutters right here. I'll just cut out the rest with this. You want to flatten them a little bit too before you put them on the parchment paper.
You're married and you...
With your thumb, just put a little indent on top, like so. I couldn't tell you why we're doing that, but we are. I just popped the biscuits in the oven. I'm going to check them in about 12 minutes. And because I am losing time here, it's 4:15 already. Usually I have dinner ready between like 5 and 5:30, so I'm going to work on the meatloaf because that's what the rest of the family's having. Whoops. And I always use this meatloaf mix. I believe it's pork, hamburger, and veal. Yes, beef, pork, and veal. Well, that goes in here. We need some milk. I just kind of wing it. I don't know how much. That much. That's not helpful, huh, guys? We need an egg. I don't have that much meat here, so 1 egg is plenty. I should have got 2 packages of meat. And we're going to add some Dijon mustard. This is just regular Dijon. I put about a teaspoon. A little bit of Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. And I actually stuffed the meatloaf with American cheese. We're also going to add some salt. Pepper. Cayenne powder. And garlic powder if I can find it. Huh. I haven't made a meatloaf in a while, but I always make it the same. For some reason, I cannot find the garlic powder. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm very unorganized, guys. As usual. Garlic powder, and we want some breadcrumbs. I just have the hold on. There we go. Progresso Italian style. And just kind of wing it. Mix it all together. Definitely could have used another package of meat. Every time I buy 2 packages, it's too much. I got the biggest one they had. I thought it would be enough, but it's looking kind of small here. Right, that definitely needs more breadcrumbs. It is too wet. I always cook it on a cookie sheet rather than in a meatloaf pan. I just like the way it cooks better. And I get rid of some of the grease that way too. Let me get a pan. So this is what I use. It's a broiler pan. And it has these holes right here, so it just drains some of the grease. I'm just throwing the foil on there to make the cleanup a little bit easy, or easier. Grab my barbecue sauce. And I just take half of the meat. Kind of flatten it out. Yeah, this is going to be a very small meatloaf. I'm not liking this foil. I'm going to ditch the foil. Yeah. And put a little bit of the barbecue sauce in the middle. And the American cheese. Cheese keeps it nice and moist inside too. And take the rest of the meat. And just seal it together the best you can. Then you can top it with more barbecue sauce or ketchup. I bake it at 350 until it's not pink anymore, until it's cooked. It's usually like maybe 40 minutes. It depends on the size, you know. This says pork and stuff in there, so just want to make sure it's cooked really good. Trying to seal up the sides so that we don't lose all the cheese that's in there when it melts. Just needed to wash my hands and pull the biscuits out of the oven because they were starting to burn. Barbecue sauce on top. And I have the oven preheated for 350. I think I told you guys that. So this bad baby's going in. Okay, back to the pot pies. We need to prepare some leeks. Only want the white part, so I'm going to do this. My goodness, that was rough. Cut off these ends, and then I'm going to these have to be washed really good. Why are these so tough? I feel like they shouldn't be. Or maybe my knife is just that dull. I'll throw these in a strainer and get them washed. It's probably better to wash them before you cut them, but ass backwards, guys. How we do things here. I have 3 portobellos. I'm just going to cut these into chunks. Set those aside. And in this bowl, we're going to add 1 cup of vegetable broth. I just decided to use this. I had some like bouillon cubes, but I just decided to use this. So 1 cup vegetable broth. And to that, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of arrowroot powder. Arrowroot is like, it's kind of like cornstarch. 1 tablespoon. Just whisk that together. And just set it aside. And in our pan over here, I'm going to get a couple tablespoons of oil going. I am using this coconut cooking oil. This stuff is great. Does not taste like coconut. No coconut scent, flavor, nothing. Throw that in there. And let it get hot and then add the leeks. I have 1 carrot right here that I just peeled and washed. I'm going to dice this up. The recipe for this also calls for celery, but I am not a fan of cooked celery, so I'm going to leave that out. I'm going to try to dice it kind of small. Smaller than this would be good, but that's what we're doing. The biscuit's good. And add the carrot. I have the heat on medium high. Actually, while that's going, I'm going to peel some potatoes because the family's having mashed potatoes with their dinner. Well, apparently they're not having mashed potatoes. I just opened my whole bag of potatoes and they were all bad. I don't know why, but they were. I didn't think I had them that long. Just add in the leeks. And make sure you wash your leeks good because there's all sand and dirt in them, in between the layers. I love leeks. It smells so good. I'm going to let that go for a couple of minutes. I got to figure out what I'm going to give the family to go with their meatloaf. Our leeks have been going for a little bit. Maybe 3 minutes. I'm going to add the portobello. I'm just going to let these go until the mushrooms soften up some. In this recipe, they add, let me see, rosemary, sage, and thyme. I actually don't add any of those. What else do they add? I think, let me see. Salt and pepper. We'll add salt and pepper. But I don't like the other seasonings too much. Not in this. So, we'll leave those out. And let that go for a couple. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons, I think it is. Let me double check there. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce or whatever you use. I use Bragg. I just have it in this container. Salt. And pepper. Just to taste. We have a half a cup of white wine. That goes in. I'm just going to continue cooking this until all the liquid's gone. Alright, just about all the liquid is gone. So we're going to take a half a cup of that, what was this, vegetable broth and arrowroot. I'm going to add that in there, just a half a cup. Set the rest aside. And just let that go until all that liquid's absorbed. I'm going to add the rest of the liquid and arrowroot. I'm going to add some peas. You can add, you know, anything you want to it. 1 cup of peas. We're not going to do a whole cup. Let it go for another couple minutes. And I greased this little dish here with a little bit of the coconut oil. And this is my biscuit top. That's going to go on top after we add the filling. You want the liquid to reduce by half. Are we there yet, you think? I don't know. Maybe a little bit longer. Maybe another minute or two. I'm going to add a little more salt and pepper to this just before I put it in the dish. Well, maybe just some pepper. That's good. Get this right in here. That is good. I tasted the spoon that I was mixing it with. Am I fogging you guys up? No. Go. Now, I baked the biscuit ahead of time, but you're actually supposed to bake it raw. Well, bake it with the raw biscuit. So, I guess I'm going to roll out another piece. And do it the way it's supposed to be done. goes right on top. As soon as I get it stretched out enough. There we go. I'm gonna pop it in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes or until the biscuit's cooked. So I decided we're just gonna go with some rice pilaf and green beans, which I'm gonna saute the green beans in some oil in the pan right here. Probably add some garlic. Well, here's my dinner. It's all done. And it is absolutely delicious. You guys should try this recipe. See, that's what it looks like inside.
It smells good.
That's the homemade biscuits. And it is very, very good. And I'll show you the family's dinner in a minute. There is dinner all done. The green beans I just sauteed with some oil, a little bit of butter, and garlic and a little bit of salt, and then the rice pilaf and the meatloaf. It's Monday night dinner. Hey guys, I'm working on Tuesday dinner. We have some potatoes in the oven for baked potatoes. And they are also having steak. Some steak here. I don't know what else. And I am having some deviled tomatoes and jicama raviolis. So let me show you guys. For the tomatoes, I have my trusty little blender over here. And into this, I'm going to put 1 cup of tahini. Tahini is sesame, like ground sesame seeds. Actually, let's start with the lemon juice. 1 cup of lemon juice. And 1 cup of tahini. Mine's been sitting for a while, so it's kind of clumpy. 3 garlic cloves. 1, 2, 3. You can put 4 if you want more. And then some green onion or scallion. Just the white part, just 1. That goes in. And then in here, oh, that's the wrong one. Hold on. I have 1 very large red pepper. Add that in there. You can only find small, just do 2 of them. Just cut out the seeds and, you know, cut it up. That goes in there. Then we need 2 teaspoons of chili powder. Kind of seems like a lot, doesn't it? Maybe we'll just put 1.5. 2 tablespoons of, what do you call it? Agave nectar. This is the raw stuff. 2 tablespoons. You can blend the stuff separately too if you want. Pop that on here and blend it. So you don't want to blend this too much because you want it to be kind of thick. And there's a couple of different ways you can do this recipe. You can either cook it or dehydrate it, put it in a dehydrator. But I'm going to cook it. So I just have it in a pan, no oil or anything like that. Actually, we could put a little bit of oil on the bottom, should we? put a little bit of coconut oil on the bottom. These are just Roma tomatoes, sliced lengthwise, and I took out the middles, which you can save and put in your mixture that you blend up if you want. I'm preheating the oven to 300. And then here's the mixture. I'm just going to fill these up. If you use a dehydrator, you just put them in the dehydrator at 110 for 4 hours. I'm going to put them in the oven at 300 for maybe 15 minutes. I'll just check them in between. I'm not doing this very neat. All right, let's take a taste. Good. Whew, strong. I'm going to pop those in the oven. Going to make the cheese for the pierogies now. 1/4 cup of lemon juice. You want 1/4 of a red bell pepper. I only have green, so I'm just going to use that. It will be fine. Just fine. 1/4 cup of soy sauce, or soy sauce alternative. I'm adding a little bit less than 1/4. And over here I have, see, this is a mixture of cashews, no, not cashews, pine nuts and macadamia nuts. And I've had those soaking for a couple of hours. It just makes it easier to blend them. So we want 1 cup, 1 to 1.5 cups. You can use just macadamia nuts or just pine nuts or just cashews, or you can, add a mixture of all of them. I left the cashews out this time. That's going to go in here. Then we're going to add 2 cloves of garlic. Two cloves of garlic. And now we're just going to blend it. In this bag, earlier, I peeled and sliced up 1 jicama. Jicama's it's kind of like starchy. Is it starch? I don't know how to explain it. It's good though. But you want to try to slice it as thin as you can, which I really didn't. And I put about a tablespoon of oil in this bag with these and just let it sit in the fridge. But you definitely don't have to do that. So this is a raw dish too, by the way. So here's the mixture. It's really thick. You just want to put a little bit in the middle, or however much you want in the middle. And then you can either place one on top, like that, or I'm going to try to find another thin one. You can put a little bit in the middle and then fold it like this. That's it. tikka raviolis. It's good. So that's that. Steaks are going on. I just put salt and pepper and brushed some A1 sauce on them. Do the same thing to this side. I'm just putting them on the indoor grill. I was going to grill them outside, but it's raining. I'm just using this. And the tomatoes have come out of the oven. Yum. Potatoes, I'm just gonna slice open a little bit. A little bit of butter in each one. Have some mild cheddar right here. Put a little bit of that in there. And some broccoli I just steamed. I'm making a mess. Hot stuff. Top it with a little more cheese. I'm making a mess. Look at this. It's all over the place. And I shut the oven off that I was baking these in, but it's still nice and warm, so I'm just going to pop these in there to melt the cheese. That is that. So I made a little side salad to go with it. And everybody likes the salad different, so just gonna mix up some in here for Dave. Some lettuce, cucumbers, and I have lots of carrots. Usually I would put raisins, but we're out of raisins. He likes black olives, so I'm going to add some black olives in there. I like anything. But Dave's a little pickier. And I'm just going to add some Italian dressing. This way you can mix it up a little good too. Just going to get that all mixed up. Here we go. We have the salad, steak, baked potatoes, and sour cream. And I showed you guys most of mine, I just didn't plate it yet. Tuesday night dinner. Wednesday night dinner, we have pork chops just with shake and bake, peas, corn, applesauce, mashed potatoes, and just a roll with some butter on it. Dave likes to put his mashed potatoes in the bread and make a sandwich, so I thought I'd give him a roll. That is Wednesday dinner. Thursday night dinner, grilled cheese and tomato soup, and Cheez-Its. The family puts Cheez-Its in their tomato soup, so that's why we have Cheez-Its. It is cold and windy out, so it was a good dinner for today, right, Brooke?
Yes. Perfect.
What day is it? Friday. Friday night dinner. Ugh. All right! Dave's got his siren going on down there. We have some barbecue chicken. This is just chicken breasts, drumsticks, some barbecue sauce. I'm hoping I didn't overcook the chicken because I had it in the crock pot. Sweet carrots and homemade mac and cheese. And I just have a salad with, this is that chickpea, kind of like chicken salad that I make. And a wrap. And I have some watermelon over here too. I'm going to have Friday night dinner.